Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Shogun 2. So, spring has arrived, and so the death of winter is gone. Unfortunately, with the death of winter, a faction sadly died, which was the Americans. The American faction was defeated. I'm not entirely sure where they were defeated, but hopefully, maybe, I can resurrect them as my vassal, just to rub it in their face. The French froggies are still alive, somewhere in the north. We don't know where, but I imagine they will die pretty soon as well. Anyways, spring has arrived, and as I said, we would have a spring offensive, and I've actually lined it up so we've got the possibility. Now, I don't know if I'll actually reach to the point where I can actually fight all three battles, but we've got 3 battles on all 3 fronts. So let's start with the one in the north. We were able to take Hage. I'm moving up policemen to take control of that. And Shelton is ready to advance. He shouldn't have actually brought this cannon with him. That should have stayed. So he's about to attack here. He's got the support of the Navy. I'm not entirely sure. It seems like he's just about to reach them. I think he will reach them. So hopefully they'll stand, and we'll have a fight there next to the bridge. I'm recruiting. We got a new general, which is Gardner. And I'm recruiting an army of British Colonial Infantry, which is a new unit. So I'm gonna use those guys to start, yeah, a 5th army is what it's going to be. Hook, where's Hook? He needs to actually probably move back, or no, you know what? Hook can actually move down here and take the troops, the few troops he have left. He can move down here, and he can reassemble an army down here, so we'll actually have 5 armies. Then we have Charles Alcock with his army ready to take on the Hirado clan, and then proceed on towards here. I've also, yes, I managed to, for some reason, I haven't seemed to be able to get ninja. Well, I haven't actually, now when I think about it, I don't actually have built a ninja tavern or whatever. But I managed to get some of these spy ladies, and she converted the ninja, so we got a ninja on our side now. Very nicely done. So there we have this. So we've got 2 so far. And then we have down here, I managed to march in, take back the iron production. You know what, these troops, once there's enough police force here, you can send these troops over to Georgie boy, and he can get the sergeant as well. And then we have one army down here with John Alcock. He's out of movement though, so he won't be able to attack this, but I'm pretty sure this is just a write-off. It's an out to resolve this the Battle of Higo, or the Siege of Higo. However, we have a battle down here where I've got an army without general. It's led by dragoons instead, British dragoons, 3 units. And yeah, it's kind of a massive battle, so this is probably the toughest one of the battles I have. One I think I'll do is I'll start from the north, and we'll go down through all of them, and hopefully we'll be able to succeed in all of them, and then push on to our enemies and expand our kingdom. I can see, you can kind of see here on the map, let's make it a bit larger. You can see here on the map there's quite a few large factions up here, and also down here and so forth. So most of these smaller factions are gone, and we're starting to see the formations of bigger alliances and so forth. Anyways, with that said, let's have Shelton go ahead and secure this bridge, a bridgehead as it were, towards Iwami Port. Let's go ahead and attack. And the enemy is going to stand. Let's see what they've got. A lot of traditional troops, ninjas, and so forth. A lot of them got exceptional charge. The because they've got a some kind of dojo or something up there. When they, I guess Bolt, what's it called? Bolt, the guy that runs so fast is training them. Anyways, let's go ahead and go straight into battle. And here we are on the field of battle. I don't know how many times I've said that, but once again we are on the field of battle. And as you can see, kind of maybe, is that we've got the artillery moving up over here, we've got the general over here, and then you can see 4 columns of infantry moving up. Closest here to us is the Highlander column, so we got 4 units moving up in the 1st Highland Brigade. Well, I say the 1st Highland Brigade because there's only one in this army. Then we've got 3 columns of British line infantry moving up here, and then I've had a really small unit that I just put off to the side into a square. And the enemy deploys on the other side of the river. You know what? Shit. The enemy is actually moving to meet us. Artillery, halt. I want 1 unit of artillery. Spread them out a bit. Get the general behind. The enemy is closing in rather rapidly. I want the Highland Battalion to move into line immediately. Same with this unit of line infantry. This one as well. And you know what? This one, we're actually going to have them... Oh, I was about to say we're going to march through the bridge, through and over. But the enemy is on the other side. So what we're going to do is just block their advance across the bridge. Time to deploy the artillery. Ah, shit. Enemy cavalry have struck my Highlanders. The general is needed rather rapidly to support the men over there. We've got quite a lot of enemies coming over here, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to blast them to hell with artillery. The square... Oh no, we've got 1 Highlander unit is completely broken. Well, we lost tons of Highlanders there. We're holding back the enemy. I want you guys to fire shrapnel. And then we're going to have this unit march up, take position there to cover that unit. God damn it, my Highlanders. The thing is, this is really bad because the resupply rate is so shit. Which I, for some reason, I don't know why it's so shit, but it's amazingly shit in this mod. Which means that you're more or less very unlikely to ever be able to replenish a unit that loses its men. So what you have to do is just... Oh, I thought that was those... not fire arrows, but those bastardly rockets that the enemy were firing at us. Boom! They used that to shoot down those 2 ninjas. Ah, crap. Oh, and obviously, yes, you're not able to open fire in time. Most of it seemed to have worked out pretty well, except for the fact of the Highlander massacre that took place on this side, where we lost about 200 Highlanders. We probably lost even more Highlanders. But at least for the main battle here, we're holding ground and we're just giving so much lead to the enemy that they can't even get close to our lines. I say as they're about to actually contact with the artillery. I think they just broke just in time. I think this side is clear. Oh, they contacted with the artillery. Get back on those guns, you stupid bastards. And open fire, keep firing on the enemy. Okay, so I lost about... Let's see. I lost almost an entire unit of Highlanders. I lost something along the line of 300 Highlanders. which was really shit, I must say. I'm gonna move these guys over to this side. I'm gonna move these guys over to this side. And, oh, the enemy general is back. Let's form into square and see if we can stop him. And all the enemy units coming out of here, we seem to be able to shoot those guys down. The enemy was broken over there. No dachi, kachi, banko, samurai, whatever. And they're being forced back. They had a lot of traditional infantry. You know what? Cannons. Cannons not going to do that much. Instead, what we'll do is we'll advance the line infantry to gain ground on the enemy. Oh, there they go. They are broken. Helton is going to pursue them, but first we're going to let the line infantry to do as much damage as possible to the enemy. Look at this ground. Look at how many enemies lie slaughter. If we just have time to prepare against the traditional attacks of the samurai, they stand no chance. Now, I did have more naval support. The reason why I didn't use more of the naval support is it sometimes has a tendency to crash once you use the second naval bombardment. I'm not entirely sure why, but that's the case. One thing that also really bothers me, I would like to have the Gambate ability for my general to increase the rate of which he can fire. You know what? Why haven't I won yet? Because they've hidden a scout unit all the way back here for some reason. The general is not going to be able to take him on his own. Do the artillery reach? They might very well. We can start bombarding him a little bit, but we're going to have to send units over there. Anyways, the battle in the bigger sense is over, and so let's jump over into the next battle. And we are now at the southern front with Charles Alcock. We can see the Scottish infantry right here defending the river crossing, which is the only pass the enemy can take to get through, and I've put the entire brigade in charge of defending this river crossing. Holy shit, that's a lot of cavalry, and there's gonna be a lot more of them. There's just a massive amount of... I didn't realize they were going to charge head-on straight into my Highlanders. And kind of stop them from firing. It was kind of an interesting test, though, to put them in 4 rows like this. I like the fact that this Highlander group is advancing against the charging cavalry. What I need to do, though, is really quickly go ahead and tell the artillery to fire shrapnel. Did you not? Oh, I have not told you to unlimber. We need shrapnel. Holy shit, there's more enemies coming. They do get support behind, though. You know what? I need to put the general a bit more closer here so he can support. He needs to... oh, that Highlander unit is about to get destroyed, so we're going to tell that one to fall back. I'm going to inspire the one in the front. And as the enemy gets closer... Holy shit, they're really pushing everything in here. I'm gonna use the rally, the heroic war cry, and second wind is not needed just yet, but it might be rather soon. Oh, bastard, my artillery just fired straight through my own men. Well, that was great. It's down to a massive brawl. They do get support fire from the side from the line infantry. So they are losing men from the side here. I imagine that pretty soon the enemy general is going to die here in among all of this. And once he does, the attack is going to fizzle out. And once that happens, I'm going to call on the rest of the Highlanders to charge down into this mess. Right now, the second unit of Highlanders is actually holding up pretty well, I must say, for given the amount of enemies that are facing them. But that first one took a heavy beating. Maybe I should focus on the... Are we hitting? I think we're hitting this unit as well. The artillery wasn't really able to set up in time for us to attack the enemy when they were marching over here, which was quite unfortunate. Let's see, the battle continues. We don't need to use the second wind ability just yet. The enemy is actually getting tired as they've run most of the part to get over here, and they're standing in the cold water, which obviously does not help in their fighting morale. Right now we're not really able to fire over the heads of our of the rest of the guys. The enemy general is right here. Would it be cheap to shoot the bastard, to specifically tell my men to shoot him down? The enemy is kind of weakening. Oh, they're starting to shoot at him anyways. I did not need to tell them to start shooting at him. You know what? I'm gonna do that anyways. Focus in fire and kill him. And then we can use heroic assault. And we can see about pushing in the rest of, let's see, the rest of my Highlanders. Heroic assault. Stream forwards, men, and support your allied soldiers or the rest of the brigade. Okay, we can see some. Oh shit! I told these guys to start firing at the other one. Why are you not returning fire? The enemy is firing upon you. The enemy is still holding on. What if I... You know what? We have more men here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take these two and form them like that. And that gives enough room, I think, for these two to come up and take place. And you know what? Look at that. They're falling apart. The enemy is falling apart. We need to just make a little bit of a push there. I'm gonna go ahead and inspire this unit. We're gonna do the second wind ability, and I think my Highlanders will be able to push off the few enemies that are left here. Massive amounts of casualties on the enemy side. Once, oh, they're done. They're done for. I want the Highlanders to continue their charge though. So continue your charge across here and over on the other side, and then continue into the matchlocks. Get the cavalry over here, general and the lancers. We have a massive rout on the enemy side. I'm gonna go ahead and start chasing these guys down before they're able to escape. The entire army is defeated, and we've got the Highlanders charging here en masse together with their general. And these units, most of these didn't take any casualties whatsoever, they just retreated. You know what I'll do is I'll take the 3 Scottish units. Once we get to this hill, we'll line them up and start shooting at this unit. And there the others have retreated off the field. There's no one left. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this one down, and then quickly we can take a look at the massacre here. And most of it is samurai. Most of it is samurai and samurai horsemen. Not that many Scotsmen are dead in the water. I estimate a loss of about... Well, we lost 1 unit, so that's about 200 men. So 450 Scotsmen, roughly, were lost. But compared to what the enemy lost, I don't think you can really compare that, because they probably lost upwards towards 1,000 men. Okay, so we were able to shoot down quite a few of these guys. But I think for the remaining part, we're gonna have to have the cavalry charge them down. And there we have that. So we have got 2 battles done. Now is the most difficult one with the most enemies. We don't have a proper general. We don't have any artillery, and so forth. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not I'm going to be able to pull that one off. We do have John Alcock on the way down in the south, so that is going to definitely improve our chances later on. So even if we lose that battle, we're going to diminish the Sacho Alliance ability to continue their offensive down there. And John Alcock, of course, is really close, so he'll be able to move in, rally with the survivors of the battle. I'm talking as though the battle is already lost, but we'll see. It's going to be a tough battle. So, without further ado, let's go on to the 3rd and final battle. And here we are for the battle furthest to the south, led by the Dragoons. We have a number of soldiers set up on this hill. We've got possible enemy reinforcements coming from over here, and then the main army is laid out over here. I decided to start off by testing out the ability of my newly recruited Dragoons. We'll see once the battle dies down here a bit. We managed to catch one of the enemy units off guard, and we decided to go ahead and kill him. I'm gonna send my cavalry back and situate them behind the main line. I have gone ahead and deployed some spikes or stakes along the line here. As you can see, the thing is, you only need to use the spikes of one unit, and they can cover multiple units here. As we can see, the spikes all along the line here to protect us from a possible cavalry attack. And I've put some extra units behind here in the forest. You can see the main enemy army out here. For now, it seems like they're just holding their position. I'm wondering if maybe then I should go ahead and provoke them into an attack. Looks like the weakest point is over here where they've got some scouts, but I'm not entirely sure. Send out the cavalry to do some damage on the flank. Possibly be able to take out... Oh, they got some commandos. Let's send these 2 out to see if we can sort of force the enemy to come to us to start off the battle. and we will take a closer look at the dragoons. You know what? We'll turn them so we actually they face the sun, so we don't get that shade in their face. So we can take a closer look at their uniform. So there we have them. Could take a closer look on their helmet there. The helmet doesn't have any 3D details on it, but I think it's still pretty nice. And yeah, there we have the Dragoon unit, and looks like they've got the same rifle as the Marines. At the same time, cavalry is now in position. They're quite tired, but I can pop up from the lip of the hill, shoot down these commandos, and hopefully start off all of these troops to come to attack us. Okay, so the commandos has kind of got an idea that cavalry is lurking behind the hill. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send these guys up like this, and these up like this, so they can't really focus on both at the same time. Commandos are slowly walking into position, and they're going to focus on this unit. They lose almost a third of their men with the first volley. They lose even more men. Going to pull the cavalry back and let this one fire into their flank. Oh, they've got Imperial Guard cavalry. Let's pull the cavalry back, because we're now facing quite heavy fire, at least on this one. Lost more than half of the unit there. Very unfortunate. And seemingly we didn't get them to attack the way I wanted them to. Well, wait, they're moving, but I'm not entirely sure they're coming at full force. Let's make sure to receive those commandos once they come over the lip of the hill. Shoot them to pieces. I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't look like the enemy is advancing. Just as they're about to get over the hill there, we will be able to charge straight into them. And they won't really be able to fire at us. We'll continue through the commandos and into the levy infantry. So the commandos was killed. The commander unit was killed. And let's see if we can kill off the levy unit as well. They're about to break. And there I'm going to pull off. I think they're gonna break just as we pull off there, possibly. There we go. We've lost a large amount of cavalry. Now then, possibly that attack was not really worth it. I was hoping to hold my position on the hill, but it looks like the enemy is not going to indulge me by attacking my position. Now they're going to hold their position out in the field. What we'll have to do then is advance upon them. We'll drag out one big long line to start off with, and they do have that reinforcement army possibly coming out, or coming out on the side here, so I want to make sure that I can stop that one as well. Cavalry force, we'll put them in the forest on the flank, and we'll see if we can use them over there. The enemy army is reorganizing, so it is high time to attack. It is kind of foolish to give up the high ground, but the AI is not going to go ahead and attack us, so we're going to have to come to them. There's quite a few of them as well. A lot of the units though are recruits and stuff like that, so not that many proper infantry units. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus trying to get quite a few men through on the flanks to start off with, in the forest, and also on that hill over there to the side. I think that I could probably stop whatever units are coming out through here with just 3 of these units, and these other 2 could then be used to set up a fire superiority on the side of the hill here. We're gonna use these 3 as the main coming forwards there, and then the rest of the line, what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually advance at an angle like this, and in that way we're gonna strike the enemy. The cavalry is gonna, all of them is gonna be moved into the forest over there, strike the enemy on the side. You can see that quite a few of the enemies in the back are very tired already. So, oh, they're moving. They're reorganizing because I'm putting a lot of troops over here. And so they're actually going to march straight into my troops over here. The enemy has started opening fire. Sharpshooters on their side. And we've got a volunteer unit. But I've got more units right now on this side. So we should be able to win this battle to start off with, or this start off fight on this side. I probably would like some more men. Yeah, the enemy units here are falling apart. The enemy on this side is advancing. We need to cover the flank of these units, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these guys forward. And then what I want to do is put some extra firepower down on them, and then to fix the gap in between there. Cavalry, enemy cavalry unit destroyed on this side. Got General's bodyguard riding headlong into, hold right here and open fire on that guy. Destroy him before he's able to charge. Oh, he opened fire with revolvers. Why don't my generals have revolvers anymore? I don't know why. I'm pretty sure that we had at some point. Forward, hurry. The Red Dragon Riders thingies, majiggies. Raiders, I mean. Bloody pirates. The enemy is disorganized. We got an enemy unit up there. Why are you not firing on him? The enemy is pulling back. So I can move up my men through here, destroy these 2. We've got a general over there. We can put extra units forward here. And this one can help out to take out that one. And looking at how the enemy's moving, they're sort of they're concentrating all their troops. So we want to lock the enemy in, kind of like sort of the Battle of Cannae, that we want to push the enemy together in such a way that they're all sort of too close to really fight in a proper way. So once we're able to fire into this big clump of troops, so I want to really close the gap here as quick as possible. And move my men forwards to strike them. Let's see. Oh, they're still fighting over here? Oh, damn it. Keep looking at the angles here. This one needs to come up on the hill here if they want to fire. Same with this one. It's a bit of a gamble as well, because as we get closer, the enemy probably has quite a few more traditional troops than we have, and there could be a charge. Why are you not firing? You have got a good clear view of the enemy from where you are, don't you? Silly bastards, they don't want to fire. Then fall back then, because I can't put you any further forwards. Once this one go, I can move these guys up, and then we can sort of take this little hill right here. And once this one's done for... God damn it, they're really... Oh, there we go. Then we can push these guys forward. And now when that one is gone, then these three can move forwards. And get supported by these two. The enemy in the center is more or less gone, which means I can move up with more vigor towards the enemy. We're gonna move the dragoons into the side and open fire through there. We're losing quite a bit of men, but we are of course attacking, and that is to be expected. But we have superior firepower to the enemy, which is sort of cramped together, not being able to return fire in good fashion. And as you can see, they're kind of just standing there. They're not really doing anything. Why are you not firing? There's a hill there. Okay, so I want these two units then to come up back here. I want you to move even closer to the enemy. And the rest can hold their positions. The enemy is charging. My dragoons can now move up in the back. The enemy is charging straight towards us. The dragoons are needed to support and attack the enemy in the back. The bigger cavalry unit.
Their general has fallen. A cutting blow.
A cutting blow. Their army is falling apart, sir.
My lord,
victory
a glorious victory will soon be
is
yours.
certain. I'm gonna pull my men forwards here, the ones that are not currently directly fighting. You know what? Charge after these guys. See if you can get those. And then the rest of my men. It was a heavy battle, and there was a lot of men lost on both sides. But I would say that I definitely came out on a victor, because the enemy force has completely fallen apart. There was never any reinforcement that came out of that flank, more than that one single unit. And there we have it. The enemy was utterly trashed. And I think every single unit survived. I think it's gonna be quite tough to resupply them. But there we have it. Victory is ours. And here we have the statistics of that battle. 3,600 on our side, 6,000 on the enemy side, more or less 5,000 lost on their side, and about half our force was lost. Almost half our force. Highest killer was British line infantry. I thought maybe cavalry was gonna end up. Guess the cavalry general there was able to kill quite a lot, but otherwise it was the line infantry. Very nicely done, and the enemy is broken up, and we can continue forwards and lay siege to this place. I don't think we're gonna be able to be too successful in that, but what I'm going to do is I've got reinforcements that I can pull up, and we're gonna have to just put some of these units together. I can do that off camera. I'll fix that. Anyways, we've taken a look at quickly here at the situation. So we have pushed all the way down here. We've got John Alcock being able to go there and then through the pass down towards their capital. We attacked here against the... this one we lost a lot as well. Quite a few Highlanders was lost. However, they do have a training camp which I thought was going to increase the resupply rate, but that's not the case. But we're going to have pretty good resupply here, hopefully. And then we were obviously able to defeat the enemy over here, and we can push on next turn. We need to reinforce the men though. Since the resupply rate is so bad, I need to set up so I can recruit troops all over the place. But with that said, this will be the end of the video, so I hope you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.